Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo and welcome to the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026. This is match day 8. We are over here at TENSUNG MTC, the home of TENSUNG FC, where Transport United will be battling Military Boys in their home turf. Right now, both teams definitely looking solid. Transport United, unfortunate in their first loss, dominant as they returned against Zirong. Those two goals, both courtesy of Abayomi Fakunle, 1 goal, 1 assist towards Danin Namge. Tensung so far yet to put anything on the board. But without further ado, here are the starting 11 for both teams. Here's Doji, the first appearance for the goalkeeper for Tensung FC, alongside captain Sompunso, number 4 as always, Kinzang Doji 3, Belawangchu 7, Kaka 10, Tilong, the 11, Pupatinzan 14, Sangalegdan 17, Pupdoji 19, Kilitsring 24, and Sangaleto 44, who is also having his first appearance for Tensung FC. We know that team is really, really physical, and we know that team can get the job done. If they can get one in, couldn't score any against RTC in that 4-0 loss, but will be looking to change things up again. Do have the advantage of the home crowd, do have the advantage of being the home team. Hopefully, that prayer can take them a long way against Transport United today here. As for the lineups for Transport United, as always, on goal, Tikendra Singh Thapa, number 1. Dennis Jamso, 2. Tai Daniel in the back line, as always, 95. Bishal Tamang, Transport United's new signing from Nepal, will be making his first appearance for the club. Jimmy Singh, 19. Ayodele, 3. Andrew Eboya Moa, 10. Bikash Pradhan, 16. As always, Kiledoji, 11. Abayomi, 7. And Dechen Chigdrill, 30, rounding up the lineup for Transport United. They did have an unfortunate stint yesterday with their women's side, where they drew 0-0 against the Gillifu Academy girls under 17s. Definitely not the performance they were expecting from their women's team, but it was a solid fight put up by the youngsters. Did a really great defensive job. Their presses, never ending, kept their stamina up for the entirety of the 90 minutes. But a different story altogether for the men's side, who are in form. Their number 7, his pace has been a question teams have been unable to answer. That first match against Timbu City, well, both teams played their level best. City just came out on top, but they will be looking to continue their winning ways, and it will be against Tensung FC. Do let me know which team you think will come out on top today. Definitely, if you follow Transport United on their social media page, they did throw out a little bit of shade towards Tensung MC. In their own words, basically they said, whenever you watch Tensung play, all you hear is dung, which is not far from the truth, and they said they will respond in kind. Hopefully, the new coach for Transport United, Long Jumpel, definitely making waves here in Bhutan after his return. Transport United looking solid, and hopefully this time around in this match, United have had plenty of time to drill his philosophy into this renewed and bolstered Transport United squad. On screen, there are the Warriors that will be facing off today. In their last match against Sirang, their bolstered foreign signings, a physical battle of the ages. Both teams going at it. The referee for that time, Benjo, letting it build up as well. Definitely a pleasant sight to see, especially from the audience point of view, seeing both teams having to earn their possessions, both teams having to fight their way through and not get the advantage of any puny calls. But today's referee will be Pematsong, assisted by Singye Wangchu and Kindepenjor, the 4th official for today, Wang Chen, as we await the national anthem. And that should be it. Both teams definitely will have to get a couple of their nerves out. Transport United definitely expecting the win here today. They did put up a solid fight against Zirang, who were in brilliant form, which was not the case in their most recent matchup. BFF Academy coming out on top of Zirang, who were looking for that desperate 3 points. Their holy grail right now, but Transport United, a different story altogether. Does have one of the best institutions personally, did come to respect their president for his approach. His approach this season, a commitment towards youth development, an opportunity we are seeing get lesser and lesser as teams continue to bolster their ranks with foreign signings and given the new relaxation with regards to treating soft players as regional players, which are a different concept altogether from foreign players. This has been especially the case. Most teams fielding at once only 3 players maximum if they can. On the other side, Transport United still has chalked their depth up with youngsters from their academy side and even younger signings. And when that news broke, everyone was expecting Transport United to sacrifice their place in the leaderboard for that effort. But surprisingly, it has been a fantastic run from Transport United. Wins coming brilliantly, and football being played beautifully as always. TENSUNG, on the other hand, are still looking for their first few points, so it will be an interesting matchups. Both teams will definitely have to try their best. If you follow the Women's National League, we do know that there have been a plethora of high-scoring goals, which has at some point made it seem more like a one-sided beatdown rather than a proper football match. Hopefully, that will not be the case today as both teams gear up, each at their own half, looking to get the 3 points from each other. Do let me know which team you are supporting. Do let me know what the end result you think will be and who the goals for today will come out for. For TENSUNG, last match, it has been their number 7, but I want you to keep an eye on. Was in solid form up front. Plenty of chances, simply did not fall in. Past the goalkeeper for RTC. But it has been plenty of time since their last outing, and it should have been plenty enough to get a bit of practice in before this match today. Again, they have solid players all around. Number 10, Kaka Sitting, definitely a player to watch. Beldawanchu, again, his efforts up front. Hats off if he can continue that form against Transport United. It will be quite difficult, but it is Tikendra Singh Thapa they have to beat on goal. Definitely one of the best goalkeepers in this season for the BoB Bhutan Premier League. So many questions, only one way to answer it as we await the whistle to kick things off. And there it is, TENSUNG, early ball. Again, no betrayal of expectations. That don't quite audible here. Solid win back. TENSUNG. Ebayomoa. Cross delivered on that flank, but the first header sends it right off United. Sompunso, as always, no betrayal of expectations, taking no risks. But another defender to watch out for in TENSUNG has been their number 3, Kinzang Doji. So many tackles, so many possessions won back on that left flank for TENSUNG in their matchup against RTC. Had an absolute feast, but simply too many barrages for even him to contain. Despite his stature, he is built like a tank. Does help him play his role in the backline for TENSUNG. And definitely will be an option going forward. But TENSUNG, build up, down on that right there is Peldewanchu. Immaculate form in that last match. Harsh first touch to kick things off in this match as it is sent back right towards Transport United. TENSUNG Long ball, this time placed perfectly. There is Pelawangchu, but lets it roll quite a bit too much. And there again, Transport United delivering their promises of repaying Tensung's physicality with their own. As Pelawangchu shoved down a cheeky arm there, but no call. And this time it will be in favor of Transport United. There was that challenge, solid from Tenzin Jamso. Again, if they've done that homework, number 7 will be the man to mark in the backline as he makes that runs up front. Yesterday, again, was a drought for Transport United. Their women's side competing against California Academy girls. 0-0. Definitely a lot of chances being wasted, but they did debut. The new Nepali signing, Suhairani. Not quite the spectacular debut they were hoping for, which has been the case for many foreign signings here across the men's and women's leagues. For Timbu City, Olali Ativo, fantastic. Opened up with a brilliant 3-1 win. So many contributions across the board for Holali as she got Timbu City their 3 points. There again, another fantastic debut from Tikendra Singh Thapa alongside Sachin Jha. Mama, what goalkeepers we are seeing, and no shortage in terms of talent from our local goalkeepers as well, especially in the younger sides. Sloshan Yima for Oregon Academy and the Nipenjo Thor for BFF Academy have been excellent goalkeepers, and their quality not a drop at all given their age and inexperience. United, delivery, long, but headed away. Pugdoji forcing United to restart, but back to Dechan Jigdral it is. Perfectly weighted on that right wing, Biku. Has that one-on-one against the captain. And brilliant job sending it right towards Biku. Tensung will get this throw in. Also, this is the first home game for Tensung. They are playing it at MTC. There is the new coach for Ngang Jampel. Made a blast with his arrival on Transport United's Facebook pages. Arrived almost a bit too late. But back again in Bhutan, back again with Transport United. Also, this is Tensung's home ground, back at MTC. Tenchiling might be familiar for those who did the Tensung training or the scout training. As Transport, early initiative, down on that right, cut right back in. But not quite enough to keep it alive. Goal kick for Tensung it is. There again. Brilliant cut right in. But solid challenge there from Sangel Leto. So far, it is his first appearance this season for Tensung. Did not play in that last match against RTC. Again, Abayomi is on that left flank. He has switched up spots with Deshin Jigdral, who is playing on that right. Cross delivered inside Sompunso. Solid read on that, but it is Biku. Gets it right back. Space. Back to Jimmy Singh. United, no clear offense against Tensung, who is doing a really great job holding back their line so far. Compact. Only options has been through the flanks. And United again not quite wanting to challenge Sompunso. Ebuyamoa hugged down to the ground. There was that possession. Ebuyamoa hugged right down Purpa Tenzin. No foul intent, but definitely cheeky. But it is the identity of Tensung after all. They are known for their physicality. They are known for their rough and tough army ways. And so far, United, brilliant job, has kept up the pressure. Cross. A bit too much backspin there. Floats in the air and headed away by TENSUNG as they look for an opportunity down on that right flank. Sangalegden. Brilliant vision to exploit that space opening up on the left flank as Chilondi made that run there, but will not be enough for TENSUNG to find an opening. There is Abayomi, there is his space. Cuts right in, option, right at the post, the goalkeeper deflects it off. This is Jigdral, shot! Not quite there. United had an open net. As Doji, the goalkeeper, it is his first appearance, cannot quite get a grasp on that ball, sends it right back out for an opportunity which Dejan Jigdral held out a bit too much on. There was that run from Abayomi. There's the confusion, Jigdral. Well, Transport do end up with the throw-in. Seems like the goalkeeper is okay. There is the new Nepali signing for Transport United, Bishal, donning number 8 for the Grizzlies, who are in yellow today. Definitely with the introduction of the loose restrictions on the regional players, we are seeing a plethora of brilliant signings. To name a few, Stefan Stalin for Drukpa. The Koreans, the scouting job this time has been really, really great from all teams all around. And even the goalkeepers, need I say any more? Brilliant job. Beautiful acrobatics on their shot-stopping ability. And so far, no disappointments whatsoever. Even for RTC, their forward signing from Uzbekistan, Sardar. TENSUNG, alongside BFF Academy and Nugan Academy, are one of only 3 teams to stay completely local. Do believe they only have made 2 signings in total, and both of them local players. Could have been a bit more active in terms of signing other local players if they want to at least remain competitive, given the fact that Drukpa FC and Thimphu are both hot out of the gate and looking to contend instead of simply staying in the league. Does look like TENSUNG FC might be one of the teams that will have to fight for relegation this time around. Then again, Daniel alongside Abayomi are one of the few foreign signings that are back from last season. 3 of their signings have been absorbed by Serang FC. Alex Brilin, who plays 21 for the Fofana, who plays 77, and Olawale Oladipo, as we all know, number 9. The 3 of them, the trio released from Transport United, were picked up right by Serang FC, and so far yet to make a dramatic impact. Serang, despite fielding an entire foreign roster, is having difficulty finding their pace in the league. On the other hand, for Transport, with the addition of Andrea Boyemoa, Biku being retained, their new goalkeeper has been solid as an opening. Transport United on that right flank, Dejan Jigdral, left-footed, cross inside, header strong, but the bounce takes the sting out of that header. And an easy save it is for Doji. So far, 1 close call there early on against that strike. from Transport United, but right now does seem to have gotten his breath back. As it is back to Titaniel. Chimisinge, right towards Biku. And Titaniel it is. On screen is number 10, Kaka. For Tensung FC, did not have a really good game in terms of his offense, but defensively he has been solid. But given his place up front for Tensung, it is not the type of game he will want to have. In order to win, in order to get their points, Tensung will need wins. In order to win, they will need goals, which is quite hard to come by. There is Chilwangdi. Again, not quite the offensive game last time. It was Belden and his lone heroics that gave Tensung FC the hope for getting a goal in. United. Strong football there. Tensung having difficulty imposing their will and physicality on the side of Transport United. But again, if you follow United on their Facebook page and their social media pages, they did say that they would be going band for band, fiber for fiber against the ruthless physicality from Tensung, which so far they have done their promise on. Brilliant bit of skill there. Eboyamoa knocked down. Tensung. Rupert Tenzin does not quite like his options, considering dropping deep back as Sang Elegden plays it right off to that side. Late contact there. Tensung. Possibly their first opportunity to put plenty of nerves in a battle in the air is what Tensung likes. In the background, the promising future of Bhutan's defense. As Tensung plays it up high, but headed away. Dele de Milola, strong header there. Titaniel gets contact. Transport United back-to-back winners on that header. Somfunso. And Bhutan was selected for the national squad in their outing down in Guwahati. We were supposed to play a home game, but as you all know, Changlemetang no longer allowed. And as such, we had to play down in Guwahati, where Somfunso, the captain for Tensung FC, was put inside the game as a forward. Well, when they released those lineups and those positions, it did feel like they were trolling, but well, up front he was placed, did a solid job winning a lot of headers, but not quite the luck he wanted in guiding any of them towards the post. Sangalegden. He is a talent from Samsi. Do believe he is in the same age group as was Karma Chirim, who played for the national team, and Paro. As that delivery right inside, contact there, but is sent right back out, and no risk there as Transport United sends it up to Abayomi. Posted up brilliantly against Kinzatoji. But not quite enough space to turn around. United will have to settle for a throw, and there is Sangalegden. Cross played right inside. Deleda Milola. Solid partnership with Titaniel. And again, despite the commitment towards youth development, definitely looks like with the minimal key signings they have made, United will be still contending for their spot up in the top four. Tensung. No initiative. Tai Daniel, a touch that too heavy, but almost tries to keep it on the line, but out it goes. So far, almost just past the first quarter of an hour. There on screen, the intimidating centre backs for Transport United. Tai Daniel, despite his strong presence, is a very fun guy. Very, very passionate about the game as well. Takes every win and every loss to heart. Quite difficult to come across such players. Where given the steps Bhutanese football has taken, it has, however unfortunate it may be, it has become a sort of reality for most players to be of the belief that simply reaching this spot is the final step of their career and build up some sort of weird confidence. But Tai Daniel, definitely taking the game as seriously as anyone ever could. Perfect whip after Abayomi does not give him the pace that he wants. Too many step overs. Will do a brilliant job recovering right back. And in the middle of everyone, he threads through against the captain. Stumbles and goal kick, it will be. Options right in the 6-yard box for Transport United. But Abayomi, solid defending, so much pressure from the captain of Tensung FC, Sompunso, doing a brilliant job matching strides against Abayomi. In their last match, we did see a similar run, 2 similar runs in fact, from Abayomi, one of them contributing to a goal, the other from a solid header. As this time again, Tensung Dung, initiative right towards Transport United it is. And there again, a step too far ahead for this Injectro. And that second one, strong as always from Jimmy Singh. No shortage of physicality, and they end up with possession all the time. But this time, United sends it right up. Contact. Abayomi. Quite the awkward angle to guide it towards goal, and that contact touch sends it right towards Dochi. Brilliant decision, stepping up. Again, also, I do realize that most of these players have nicknames that are associated with them. But as was made evident to me, for their families who may be tuning in, it will be their real name, which will take priority. And as such, family comes first. So I'm trying to minimize the use of nicknames, even if they may be the more popular identity for these players. And as such, I will be using their real names going forward as well. Still only at the 20-minute mark. United, no clear advantage. They are getting a couple of looks right in, but the defense sticking to the forwards of Transport United, not giving them the space they want. United is a side that likes to blitz down their wings, open up options down in the center, and look for a finish that way. Biku is one of the few who prefers actually to send it out from distance. There's wonderful scissor kick there by Tikendra Singh Thapa. Solid from the goalkeeper. Did have a little bit of fun there, but did the job. This Jigdra. No risk there again by Sangaletro. Tensung with a different starting 11. 2 new appearances, and both of them have been solid Again, there you can see TENSUNG with the wind it is known for. Again, this season, Biku, a lot of pressure on him. Last game was a bit more aggressive than usual. It does seem like it will be continuing on this time as well. But that heat, that fire might very well be the answer Transport United needs. So far, it has been a deadlock, a stalemate inside the first 20 minutes. United looking for a couple of clean breakaways, but none they've gotten so far. Also not helped by the fact that TENSUNG are not looking to get the ball up front. And defensively, they are a really good job. Are a really good team. But again, to win in football, you need to be able to score a goal. It will not help you if you keep the opposition to nil and then you cannot score a reply against them. Desnjik drill. Frantic clearance there by TENSUNG, hands it right back to 30, who has the space to turn around, delivers it right in the middle. Vishal Tamang, again the new Nepali signing for Transport, who will attempt from distance, but not too much lift, as it throws back right towards Yazudochi. Kendra plays it to Daniel, gets it right back. Damilola. Martin Zayudele Damilola, all the way from Nigeria. Nice to see people from all walks of life come over to contribute to the growth of Bhutanese football, as we all know and love. TENSUNG, space, floats. Strong strike there, but will not be enough to face the goalkeeper. Jigdra, after Boyamoa last match was playing more of a deeper role, was right there to receive the passes between Daniel and Demilola. But this time has been given the freedom to move up front, as there was a strike yet again. Puptoji, solid serve on that ball. The wind definitely a factor in these long-range attempts as well. Headwind right now in favor for TENSUNG, so it is a reasonable decision to go for it from distance. Desnjik after Boyomoa, cross low and inside, back to Desnjik. Biku, always that threat from distance. TENSUNG will have to respect it, but that final pass from Bishal not quite there, as it is cleared up and high. Damilola, back to Bishal, and back to Daniel. This is so far no advantage for Transport United, despite a strong victory in terms of possession at least. There again. Set loose on that right. Ebuyamor fumbles. And that final delivery not quite there, as it will be goal kick for TENSUNG. Had the run. Brilliant pass there to set it up for Transport as well. But that stumble in that first step cost him that run. Letro off to Toji. Front headed Bishal. That cross well read by Tikendra Singh Thapa. Again, yet another volley in the squad for Transport United. Biku held on to it a bit too long. That challenge from Purbatenzin sends him down. Unfortunate contact there, but play on it will be. Tensung developing from distance. Again, no challenge for Tikendra Singh Thapa. It will need to be a bit more to the sides if you want to get anything in against this goalkeeper. City, so far, the only one to properly breach this backline. Tirang did have one goal to their name against United as well, but two instant replies set them off course. Azeboyamoa. Fakun laid down. And it will be back to Tensung again, right now approaching the half an hour mark. Both teams, no edge. In fact, it has been Tensung who has making the better shots towards goalkeeper for Transport United. United, despite making brilliant runs and passes, have not been able to get any clean shots on to test a new goalkeeper for Tensung. Tensung. Off the line, throw in for Transport United. Definitely a quiet stretch here. Transport, despite being one of the more established sides here in the league. And Tensung at this point, for most people, definitely one of the teams to face the battles of relegation. And right now, it is looking like a stalemate between these two. Vishal, solid touches, space to operate. That touch over Sompunso. United keep it on the line at the edge of the box. But offside it will be called. There again, the captain for Tensung Sompunso sends it right out long. Teleda Milola. Right back, Sompunso. Again, United definitely struggling to beat this Tensung defense. Biku this time might have made the pass forward, but Abayomi, unfortunate slip there, and back to Tensung it goes so far, definitely. A silent stretch. But still a quarter of an hour to go until the end of the first half. And knowing Transport United, it will not take them too much time. Right now, the story of their matches have been let the opponent concede once, will answer back twice. True in both cases against City and Serang FC. And right now against a team like Tensung, where they are finding it really difficult to find the offensive rhythm, it is also making it equally as difficult for Transport United to get any sort of motivation to get a goal in for themselves. Solid run up front. Advantage played by United. But a whistle it will be. Well, offside anyways. Tensung to restart. Tabayomi, solid run there, but again, Tensung FC known for their defensive solidarity. That double team shutting that window of opportunity. Again, silence from both teams, definitely taking the easy tempo out. This jumps off after Abayomi. And back to Biku it is. Again, I do apologize to the Tensung FC fans. I personally really do like their defensive efforts and their style of being as physical as they can, and definitely are one of my favorite teams to watch. But if they do not have an answer up front, a consistent win condition, otherwise the defense, the good job, the really great job, one of the best jobs in fact in the league that they do on defense, will not give them any results. Once their defense breaks, like was the case with RTC, going forward they will need a proper striker. Last game it was only number 7. The rest of their forwards do really like committing to their defensive efforts as well, which in fact hurts their chances of getting a goal in. It really does seem like this game will be the same story as well. Tensung yet to find an answer up front. That one brilliant strike earlier from Pup Doji, one of their cleanest looks they've had in 2 games. So before the season ends, which is far off into the future, but before this season progresses any further, Tensung will need to make a couple of moves to at least get a solid player up front as well who can reliably be an option on offense. For Tensung, United on the other hand this time does seem like they have rounded out their teams quite solidly. Again, they debuted this time for their Nepali signing. Vishal Tamang has not been that much effective. But Transport United has been a team that is slow to that has been slow to start. There is the head coach, definitely a change in philosophy from last season where it was Kushishi. Delivery, strong, inside, and Tensung does a brilliant job sending it right back to Tamilola. Keeping it alive for United. Biku. That cross looking dangerous, but that towering presence of Sompunzo as always. A factor that has been threatening so many openings for other teams as Eboyamoa. A bit late on that challenge, stepped right on the foot. Well, Sangalok then seems like he is walking it off just fine as Sompunzo. Looking for options, delivered right at the edge of the box. Header keeps it alive. Like Daniel, right back off. Bikash. Opening up an opportunity for TENSUNG there. Off to Daniel. There is the Nepali signing. Still a lot more work to do from number 8. His presence does open up options for Bikash to play up front, where he has really been dangerous. Otherwise, Bikash had to take the responsibility alongside Eboyamoa to start transports attacks right from the back line. And given the distance they need to cover to get up front, well, that signing does open up a lot more flexibility and freedom for Transport's key players. Not much time remain. Less than 10 minutes. Is United still no answer against TENSUNG's defense? Do you feel like TENSUNG will have a solid look this time, deflected? Still managed to get possession back. Aerial ball up front. And what an opening! As Tulewangdi for TENSUNG FC makes it 1 in favor of the home team. His cleanest strike so far, and what a spectacle it was! That high ball at first simply a prayer, but a miracle indeed delivered. As Tulewangdi, beautiful overhead. Solid judgment right past Tikendra Singh, who did not expect it at all. Even Daniel not expecting, no reaction to that attempt. And what a goal indeed! And the home team now with the advantage, 1 against Transport United 0. But again, as I mentioned early on, it will be really difficult to score first against United, as they really prefer scoring back once they've conceded. This time, Sompunso, solid job clearing it off. And online it will be. There is that goal scorer. Did not get many attempts. And in the one time he decided to go for a goal. Possibly contention for goal of the season. That high ball, we all know, a very difficult pass towards yourself to judge. And fantastic connection. Earns TENSUNG their first goal of their season. There is that goal once again. 4 in that back line to beat. And no one expected anything off of that attempt. Well, what a strike it was. Definitely up there contending for goal of the season. Definitely goal of the week. Well, do follow Bhutan Football Federation and the BoB Bhutan Premier League on Facebook if you want to see that goal much clearer and much more. Iboyamoa. Throw in. Right inside that box. Header sends it on the line. Transport cannot quite keep it under control, and they are almost back towards their own half. Because solid defensive efforts there. Iboyamoa comes out on top, but gripped at his ankles as he was sent down. There was that challenge, could have been dangerous. It is hard on your ankles to land. If someone lands on it, and this time seems like the weight of the entire body of Chinwangdi was on Iboyamoa. Quite fortunate that Andrea Bo came out without any injuries. Because will take that shot off the woodworks. There was the shot again from Pikash. Served right in. But United again. No shot. Properly on target. TENSUNG made that brilliant run. Biku and 30 right there. Multiple options. Close up. Tamilola sends it to Abayomi on that left. The offense still not dead for United, but not quite the angle for Abayomi to turn around. Still does a brilliant job. Cutting right back in. That foot extended will earn Transport a corner. Pikash, delivery, right in. Well, not quite the finish United were looking for. 3 more minutes added until the whistle to signal the end of the first half. That collision against the keeper, not what the referee wants. As TENSUNG sent it up high again, no surprise there. Daniel. Again, the clock ticking down, the crowd for TENSUNG. Their voice is definitely a little bit hidden by the winds that are here at Tianjin, but it is still piercing through the winds. Still Ongdi committing to that run on that right, but this time sent down TENSUNG. Not victorious, clean challenge, but throw in it will be for TENSUNG. TENSUNG sends a prayer right in, poke right in between the legs. Jigdral. Solid job keeping possession alive for Transport. Abayomi down on that right where he belongs. Shot deflected. Will be a corner for Transport United. Right now, definitely, as I mentioned earlier, headwind in favor for TENSUNG. Something Transport will need to get used to. But in the dying minutes of the first half, can this be the opportunity they need? Or will TENSUNG show yet another defensive masterclass and deny Transport again? Because delivery, back post, header. Abayomi, not quite the power he wants on that attempt. Tensung will send it right back, but still, plenty of time left. Because delivery, back post header intercepted by Tensung. Song Punso comes out on top. Unfortunate clash there as Doji punches this right out. Tamilola will tie from distance, but intercepted right mid-flight. Because a bit too much power, and that will be it for the first half as Tensung hang on to a thread, keeping that final barrage away from their goalposts. There is the man of the hour for Tensung. Chile Wangdi, what a strike from 11. Brilliant judgment as well, timed that to perfection. As Tensung FC head into the half, one goal advantage over Transport United. The home advantage definitely working wonders from Tensung. It was a long while coming for the military boys. As United and head coach Ngong Jumpel will need to figure something out to get right back in. Definitely a difficult team, a difficult matchup for anyone. And Tensung right now seems to be coming out on top. A lot more to go in the second half. But until then, this was your commentator Ugintesh Tochi. See you all again in the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzampo, and welcome back again to yet another beautiful match day of Bhutanese football. We are here at TENSUNG MTC. Most of you might recognize it if you have trained as a discipline or as a scout or basically anything that involves you taking part in a military institution. But right now, TENSUNG FC advantage over Transport United. Brilliant goal coming by way of number 11, Tilewangdi. For Transport United last match, it was Balawanchi number 7 who was in immaculate form. But this time the story changes. TENSUNG with the lead through Chilewangdi. Transport United still no answer. The defense from TENSUNG brilliant as always. Each of their 11 players fulfilling their role to a T, leaving no room for Transport to exploit. Otherwise, it is eyes on Abiyomi to create those chances down on that left flank, but today he has had no space to work with, no space to turn around, and hence we are here where we are. Also, to our dear friends who are confused and cannot find the live, if you have any friends who could not find the live for this match, we are currently also broadcasting the eFootball League that Brown Football is hosting. So yeah, two lives ongoing right now. If you are in the other league, please do come over to this side. If you are here for the BoB Bhutan Premier League. Again, so far TENSUNG looking solid. That goal definitely taking Transport United by surprise. No reactions from Titanial and Tikendra Singh Thapa to react to that shot. As TENSUNG look to play a high ball intercepted early. Titanial sends it right back. Bikash quite risky there, but brilliant job sending it out to this Injectrel. Left-footed, curled right in. And down he goes. Kilendoji, otherwise a solid debut for Transport United. Do believe it is his second match up here in the league itself. And so far 11, so good. Brilliant job escaping that, Abayomi. Not quite the space he wants. He has ridiculous space for the standards of this league, and as such, Transport have been able to capitalize time and time again. But TENSUNG, what a job well done holding them down. The Grizzlies struggling to find an answer back. Given the level of defensive pressure TENSUNG are putting against Transport United, this one goal very well may be it. 40 minutes of silence. And in those last straws of time, TENSUNG answered, to which Transport do not look like they have a way out of. There again, Chilwangdi on that right, cross delivered low and powerful right towards Tikendra Singh Thapa. Solid grasp on that ball, no chance for TENSUNG to get out of as Abuyomi is knocked down on that header. Solid effort as always from Sompunso. But does seem like that clash cost him something, a collision. There was that clash again. Brilliant job toughing it out the first time, but it is a fragile spot. The captain for TENSUNG seems to be really hurt by that contact. There was that ball well placed. High and perfect for Chile, who simply netted it in. The reactions of a proper striker. But well, again, as is the identity of TENSUNG, the captain does seem to be coming back, running back as he sees his team needing his presence in the back line. He has been the one to maintain the scoreline where it is. Transport United no answers because of that man and that presence he provides for TENSUNG. But Transport United, Biko plays it short. Bikash gets it right back. One touch at the corner of the box. And there again, what efforts on the defensive side from TENSUNG has been the story all around. Last season, it was quite unfortunate for TENSUNG. Only managed 3 wins, 2 draws and 13 losses. They were the second least. They were the team that had the second least amounts of goals scored. They had 17. Just 2 above Southern City, who had 15. At the same time, despite being a really defensive team last season, they did allow 48 goals past their goalkeeper. A stark contrast against teams like RTC that only conceded 19. But it is their identity after all. TENSUNG just is a hard team to beat in transition, and once they are set, Abayomi on that right, fakes that first cross, cuts right back in, left-footed delivery off to the side. To start this game, Abayomi was on that left. His only options to turn around, which he couldn't against this brilliantly bolted down TENSUNG defense, but this time on the right, that is where he shines. What base on that ball, that power. But plenty of angles covered. If it was on target, it would have been deflected midway. Brilliant positioning from the defenders of TENSUNG FC. As Transport look to heat up. Remore. Cross. Dangerous. Inside the box. Frantic clearance there. As Kizang Doji sends it high and above. Close goal there. There is the man. His second game of his league career, I believe. But Kilidoji so far performing well beyond the expectations that were placed on him by the management and staff of Transport United. As it is, Bikash. Corner, whipped low. Sent right back. As TENSUNG yet again. A frantic clearance, one after the other. Last match against Serang, it was Ebuya Moa who carried most of the attacks from the back for Transport United. This time he has been posted up front. Their new Nepali signing taking on that role, allowing Bikash to roam up front where he needs to be. And so far, this new formation definitely taking a lot out of United. Solid challenge. TENSUNG does manage to poke it right up. By Daniel. Heads it right back. Chilwangdi right there, brilliant run, brilliant decisions from TENSUNG to send it right up with minimal connections. Damilola. And cleared away yet again by Kinzang. Tochi was a crucial part of that backline in their 4-0 loss against RTC. And so far continuing to be the best that he is. Does not have the best stature in terms of vertical growth, but is really built like a tank and uses his build to his fullest. Here's Doji. Last match, it was Nirup Doji 21 who started in goal for TENSUNG. Right now, yes, Doji definitely looking like the answer going forward. Always nice for teams to have a goalkeeper they can rely on as a yellow card. As Abayomi sent down. It is on Pup Doji who had an entire knee on the torso of Abayomi. Last match, surprisingly, TENSUNG only had one yellow card for 24 Kinetiring, who is starting in this match yet again. And in a dangerous area it will be. United line up yet another shot. Titaniel waiting right there. Abayomi on that run, on that right, did see that set piece being used against Simple City as well. Let loose Abayomi. Past the defender and meet him in pace, in stride. Definitely not a bad choice by any means, but this time simply does not work. That pass simply a bit too high for Abayomi's liking. This jumps off. Sent down. There was that first strike yet again. No disappointment for their fans, no disappointment for their brothers, in fact. But does look like that momentum will need a little bit of a check. There in the stands, definitely making a level of noise we haven't heard yet, except for that one time where we had Drukpa FC and their cheering squad here in Changlemetang. With all the equipment you could imagine. But this time, the wind at TENSUNG, same as always, cutting off most of that noise. Chilwangdi. Props to the 11. It does seem like it is his hamstring that has been blown. But 11 has done his part. And all TENSUNG needs to do is hold United down to the 0 where they are at right now. Damilola. Strong. Simply way too strong off to that side. Throw in for TENSUNG, but Transport, recognizing the threat, is playing a lot of bodies up front. And yet another throw in for TENSUNG. United. Bishal. Not much involvement, not much impact in this match so far. There is still a lot more to prove and a lot more time as that cross headed off back post. United baiting those defenders out, but Proper deflection there by TENSUNG. Immediate clearance out to Damilola. Bikashi race. That pass to that left flank never came. Did have the personnel to take advantage of it, but TENSUNG calm as always. Sompunso. And right back towards Yazadoji. TENSUNG to restart. At this point, given the personality of both teams, simply looks like a guy with a bunch of knives fighting against a rock. I do not believe that there is a more apt description than that, as Transport United, despite their firepower, which they are widely respected for, has not worked at all against TENSUNG, who refuses to give an inch. Contact right up there. Solid delivery inside, but Abayomi simply ran into Yazadoji. Does not look intentional at all, as he was committing to that ball. But with the goalkeeper right there, does seem like it was brutal contact. As there is the substitution for TENSUNG. Seems like Yeze was clipped the last leg. Well, a hit that would have downed anyone else seems to be simply tickling the army boys. As TENSUNG drill is subbed out for Ngang Norbo. Solid first half for both teams. United on the breakaway. Abayomi right there, but that ball simply far too up front. Easy read there for Yazadoji, who will keep the scoreline where it is yet again. Played long. TENSUNG definitely looking to up their offensive efforts. Seeing a bit more presence from them up front than normal. Kinzadoji. Plenty of options. Plays it short. That first touch cannot get past Bikash. Poke from behind. TENSUNG almost breaks free, but solid job defending that and letting it roll right towards Tikendra uninterrupted. Will reply right back. Abayomi up there against Sompunso. Does look like United will get that ball. But not quite. Sompunso, brilliant job getting to it first before Abayomi was stumbling, but while he was, managed to set a brilliant poke out. Damilola against Purpatenzin. Boosting TENSUNG FC up, and what strength. In the centre back for the Grizzlies. There on screen, the new head coach for Transport United, Nong Jumper. So far, had a solid match against Siram. But this time around does seem like it is a completely different story. Transport, despite being the giants that they are having the difficulty of their lives getting one in against this bolted down TENSUNG FC squad. Chipped high, off to the right, unfortunate touch there for Transport United. TENSUNG, solid job keeping it online. Breaks out of that whole team. But it does seem like there was a clip and a yellow card. This time it is for Sitting. United have gotten plenty of chances. No longer any antics. Will either be a shot or a cross. Bikash right to a Sompunso. And that header will force Transport to restart again from a throw-in this time around. That set piece definitely an opportunity they could take advantage of. But with the giant in the backline for TENSUNG, it is proving hard to beat. Throw-in, lobbed up high. And yet again, the story of this match has been real the entire time. Sompunto sends it off. Back-to-back clearances for the captain of TENSUNG. Went down with an injury earlier on, but no surprise, toughed it out. And TENSUNG FC right back in this game. On the other side, it has been a nightmare half. A nightmare hour for Abayomi Fakunle. For Transport United, not the game he wants, but at the same time has not been able to. It has not been put to full use. The 7-4. United definitely one of the fastest players in the entire league. And right now the passes to set him up in stride has not been there. United. Possible late challenge there, but the referee. Better vision. As TENSUNG let loose on that left flank. The delivery far off to that side. It will be goal kick for Transport United. Temilola. Tenzin Jumto has the space. Back to Ayatele Temilola. Sai Daniel. United this time looking promising. That cross to that right. Abayomi this time plays center, will not be there. TENSUNG lets it roll. Also, it was not broadcasted as the venue was down in Kelefu. But we did have a match for the Women's National League Tier 3 2026. It was between Kelefu Girls Academy and Kelefu City Women's FC. Well, the match just ended and it seems like Kelefu Girls Academy won 4 against Kelefu City, who scored 2. 1 goal for City in the first half, 1 in the other. 2 for Kelefu Girls Academy in the first half and 2 in the second. Goals courtesy of Tringhamo Somchorin, who had 2, and Sang Yongmo for Kelefu Girls Academy 4. Kelefu City, it was Puja Pachi who scored both in a brace for Kelefu City. But back to the match at hand, Transport United again no advantage against the turtling defense of TENSUNG, who lets it off from distance. There again, the airbenders of this league mastered the air of tensioning in their home crowd. Put it to good use as TENSUNG got off a clean look. Almost got in had it not been for the senses of Tikendra Singh, and TENSUNG will earn themselves a corner. There was that trajectory again, brilliantly placed right under the crossbar. As TENSUNG, Sompunso up front, marked by Tai Daniel, quite a mountain of a task for Tai Daniel. As TENSUNG plays that corner, right back. Titanial with the back of his head. Tikendra Singh slaps it right off. Sompunso thought about going at it with the volley. But possession still alive. Sompunso. Again, up front, not quite the best of efforts for the captain, who's been having otherwise a marvelous game in the back line for TENSUNG. Tenzin, right up front, Abayomi, Kille. Brilliant decisions, has the space slow and steady up front because from distance, yet again the second time the ball with an unfortunate swerve right up. A little bit of dip, all he needs. But this time the technique a bit off for Bikash. So far, one brilliant shot that hit top corners of the posts. And one shot earlier that looked eerily like this. Transport. Build up denied by TENSUNG. Back to Titanial. 20 minutes left. Plenty of time for them to come back in. Abayomi. That cross delivered in, but not the angle they want, as it is cleared right off by TENSUNG. Eboyamoa. There's the home crowd advantage for TENSUNG. A lot of words towards 10 for Transport, as it is floated right in. Sonam, brilliant job heading right towards that scissor kick that sends it up front. TENSUNG, 3 touches, sends it right back to the back line. Tikendra it is on the recovery. Bishal. Transport's new Nepali signing, not quite the impact they wanted out of him today. But again, Transport do seem to be experimenting around. They are floating their players around. And at this point, it is definitely costing them. Abayomi placed finally back on that right wing has not been effective. That first half definitely setting back the tempo that the Grizzlies could potentially have had. On the other side, TENSUNG has been a dangerous team. There was that win by Sangalegden. Do believe he is from Samsi as well. Kaka Tsering, the 10 for TENSUNG. Had a brilliant job across their 2 matches, but this time can he find his offense back as that shot? Perfect arc, brilliant power, but read like an open book there by Tikendra Singh Thapa, who has made brilliant save after save. The scoreline definitely at a different point because of number 1 for Transport United. Ayatele Damilola, so far, solid in the back line alongside Titanial. TENSUNG. That final touch a bit too hard, and Transport United will be forced to restart again. This second half does seem to be developing in a similar fashion as to that first half. But it was silence for 40 minutes until TENSUNG decided, no, this is our home. Through the heroics of Chilin Wong, the 11, who has been since subbed off after going down with his hamstring. has handed over the reins to Chukwuemeka to 26. And so far, again in the second half, no loss of momentum. TENSUNG playing their minds out. In defense, there is the man, the lighthouse at the center of it all, as Bikash will look to find another option in contact for Transport United, but not much control there. United far off to that side. Miscommunication for the Grizzlies here today. They are playing brilliantly in possession. They are doing a solid job midfield, but it is those final passes that they are lacking. The timing on the run with Abayomi and the rest of the forwards alongside the passes that are coming their way simply have not matched. Once they do, Transport United, we all know, a different beast altogether. But TENSUNG setting the pace really well today. Not letting the Grizzlies breathe at all. So far, the only other defensive performance that possibly rivaled this one that TENSUNG is putting up today has been through BFF Academy, who are playing lights out. Simply youngsters, they have a solid lineup, their goalkeeper and their captain and everyone in between. Absolute ballers, and definitely promising future for these youngsters. But right now, attention on Transport United. After months of silence on their social media page, they suddenly burst back into the scene. But this time does not look like the story will be going their way, as that challenge from Tenze sends it out for a throw-in for TENSUNG. There are the coaches for both teams today. Not much for TENSUNG to work on going forward. That one goal, possibly all it takes to get them the 3 points. Right now, it is still too early to dictate the future of all the clubs participating in the league. But all we know right now is that it will be a much more narrower margin than it has been in the past decade. Right now, we are seeing a lot of upsets, solid performances from all the rest of the teams, and narrow margins of victory, which has not been the sight these past couple of seasons. It has been dominance after dominance, and this looks like finally a season where the rest of the teams can contend. As a brilliant shot from Kiletoji, swerves simply right out to that left. Abayomi, completely unselfish setup. That shot could have been better. But it is still his second match here in the league. And so far, not bad. Kiletoji. But then again, these chances are proving itself to be hard to come by for Transport United. Simply getting the ball up front is a stellar achievement for their side today. There again, the brilliance in the defense that TENSUNG are playing. Abayomi, that challenge completely uncalled for. Definitely a bit of an exchange early on, but that final touch, some punts are not expecting that at all. There again, that shove there from Abayomi. This time does not look like it was called for. As Sompunson, no surprise there, getting right back up on his feet. The burden of the armband, he knows that his team needs him to close this match off in what is otherwise a masterclass of a defensive performance here by TENSUNG. They do have a 1-0 lead right now, but without him it will not be close. Kinle. There again, solid defending by Kinzan Doji. Has been crucial in the backline, even in that matchup against RTC. Despite the loss, he was solid all around. Especially loves those matchups against the stronger wingers, where he can use his strength to the fullest. Definitely a bit of bully ball in favor of TENSUNG today. Here's Itoji. Dream start against Transport United. It is his first game. Did not start in their opener against RTC. As Transport United lose yet another advantage, and TENSUNG will be back. Sangelegden. Cross up to that left. Transport with the interception. Eboyomoa keeps it alive. Breakaway on the right. United. This time it looks promising. Plenty of options to work with. But door after door is being shut on the face of United as that clearance set off without mercy. Kile sends it right back to Bikash. Otherwise, a brilliant strategy. United is trying to bait out the defense of TENSUNG, but given the conditioning of these military boys, there is no question that they will be able to recover. And as such, it is proving itself to be an immense task for United to find an opening through this time. Abuyomi does. But out of bounds it rolls. There were those string of challenges coming the way of the captain of Transport United. No wonder he has not been able to use his space to his fullest. Had to fight against all those bodies and hands in the way, and in the background the home crowd advantage of TENSUNG being put to full use. Again, it is a military training institution where Transport is playing their away match. And the cadets in the background definitely not helping. Bikash delivers it low. Abuyomi. First shot deflected, and TENSUNG clears it right back. Opportunity vanishes in the blink of an eye. Belden keeps it alive for TENSUNG, who are finally on a solid breakaway, but that final Hail Mary off to that left in no one's spot. As what looked like otherwise a promising build-up for TENSUNG fizzles out. Transport. Possible fumble there. Kinzang does a brilliant job baiting the challenge from Puba TENSUNG, sending it off for a throw-in. Ayodele Demilola. Strong sends it up to Daniel, who is up front. Shoved there by Kinzang. Definitely fully extended on that challenge there. As Transport earn themselves yet another set piece in a really dangerous position. But these chances have come their way multiple times, and so far, transport have found no answer against the turtle shell that Tensung are proving themselves to be. Less than 10 minutes remaining. Can Tensung hold down to their lead? Right now, they have a solid 1 goal lead. This time, right inside, cleared away strong. Abayomi right there. Kinzang just managed to clean it up, but that left not enough control there. Right towards Tensung. Kaka. Options to work with for Tensung. Brilliant job clearing out that danger. Kendra Singh rolls it right middle. Kinzang will go for it from distance. But poor execution there from 3. And United still without an answer. Vikash, left foot. Abayomi has the pace, is at the edge of the box, 1-on-1 against Sompunto. Chips it up instead, but might have been a bit too far back for Titaniel. Does manage to hold on to position. Eboyomoa crossed right back in. Back post. First header by Tensung. Still alive. Diledoji will send it back right towards Tensung. Vikash has the space. That cross intercepted. Transport getting desperate as substitutions being made. It is Kildoji coming out and King Azampo. Also for Transport 17. The scorer of their game winner against Serang. Namge is back on the pitch as United lose yet another advantage. Tensung looks like this might be promising at last. This time the pass up front, perfect. Tripelda wants you. But offside they were. And yet another attack fizzles out. Abayomi keeps it alive, but slip. Unfortunate there for the captain. As Tensung make yet another substitution. It is 16 coming in for Pelden. Both teams in the dying stretch of this match. Plenty of questions to be asked. Tensung well-earned lead. Can they hold on to it against Transport United, who has not been able to breach past the back line of Tensung? Despite 90 minutes of trying again and again and again. Because an off day for 16. And an off day it will continue to be. 16 really loves those shots from long distance, but today against Tensung, his shots simply have not connected the way he wants. Daniel committing up front. And for delay of game, yellow card for Yezidoji. Daniel definitely messing with the minds of the debutant goalkeeper. Solid job, sends it overhead. Abayomi has the pace against Kinzang. Left-footed delivery intercepted. Well read, in fact, by Kinzang Doji. Put a foot in the way. And corner it will be. Andrew Eboyamoa for Transport United. Plenty of options to work with. Here again, the evolution of football, confusing the goalkeeper. Delivery placed perfectly. United cannot come up with the escape. TENSUNG, however, managed to. But the double team does manage to give Eboyamoa yet another opportunity. Sompunto. Can TENSUNG close this game off so far? 90 minutes of brilliance and 90 minutes of well-conditioned running from TENSUNG. Left-footed. Easy save there for Tekendra. Not enough power, not enough lift. And Eboyamoa will get to restart yet again. 7 minutes of additional time. Left-footed. No contact. United still has the box. The goalkeeper down. Denied yet again. What an effort from Yezatoji and the entire defensive backline of TENSUNG FC to keep that effort away. There was that second save. The goalkeeper down, thought United had a chance. Here's a cleaner angle. Tandin, the hero for United's last game against Serang. Pretty sure you all saw the celebration. This time will not get a reason to do so, but still there are 6 more minutes left. TENSUNG look like they can hold on, but Transport United is heating up. Both teams an opportunity for drama as TENSUNG. Throw ball. Intercepted, and yet again they will get an opportunity to restart. Throw in. Played long. First contact, United. Samilola. And back to Tekendra. Still 5 more minutes to go. Pass forwarded up front. TENSUNG gets an interception in. Still kept alive. Poked away. Eboyamoa off to Abayomi. Space. Gets that shot off. Too much left in that ball. TENSUNG FC saved yet again by the poor efforts from Transport United. Full credit on that missed shot to the pressure TENSUNG have put in the minds of the Transport United forwards. The Grizzlies, no answer. As TENSUNG FC look like they will close out this decisive victory. It is only 1 goal, but it has been dominant from TENSUNG. United do look to change the narrative. Cross delivered inside. First contact, Tandin. Brilliant shot there from Abayomi, looking to reply to that first goal, but saved at the line. United cannot keep things alive. That cross, too little power in that to pose any threat. And back to Demilola it goes. The pressure definitely upped, but TENSUNG delivering. Abayomi, brilliant touch up front, Titanial. Contact will not be enough. There was that shot again. There's Doji right there, but Sompunso never let it past the armband. TENSUNG on the breakaway. That final challenge does give them a little bit of a breathing room. TENSUNG will try from distance, but this time not in their favor. United, another attack fizzles out. Not much time remained. TENSUNG looking promising. But at this point in the match, they will not have to do anything more. Simply what they did for the past hour. And the 3 points will be there as Transport United definitely upping their pace. But TENSUNG doing a brilliant job keeping them in check. That pass again, no connection. TENSUNG taking no risks at this as it is sent flying back yet again. Damilola hoping for a Grizzly to get under that ball. Yes, finally a break in this intense matchup. TENSUNG coming off of that 4-0 loss against RTC definitely did not look like they were going to perform at the level they are going to do today. And what a surprise it has been for Transport United. That strike, well, you'll be seeing it for months to come. Definitely one for the highlight reels. And definitely looks like a win in the books for TENSUNG FC. However, still a minute left. Because it cannot quite keep it in check. There is the new substitute Tandin for TENSUNG. First cross directed by Damilola. Will get the opportunity to redo it, but snatched right back. United very well. Maybe their last possession. They will not want to throw this away as unfortunate contact. Daniel cannot quite keep it under control. They do manage to get a throw in at the end of it. Abayumi. Off to Bikash. The crowd couldn't be any louder in these dying minutes. Possibly last initiative. Abayomi, solid job, but TENSUNG shutting down the dreams for Transport United. United plays it long, but TENSUNG again taking no risks to look like they will be able to close it out. But will there be any surprises from the Grizzlies? Vishal. That cross intercepted yet again, and TENSUNG will send it right back out. And that will be it. Devastation for the Grizzlies. But mama, what a masterclass TENSUNG FC put up in defense. Definitely did their homework. The Grizzlies definitely suffocated for the full entirety of the 90 minutes. And their first point on the board as Transport United registers their second loss of the season, this time against TENSUNG FC in their home ground. And what a strike in front of their own crowd. Again, heading into this season after Transport made the announcements of commitment towards their youth. Definitely doubts about them being able to retain their form, their position in the leaderboard. That one win against Sirang did come strong, but right now with 2 losses, it does look bleak. It is a new coach. They are under a Nong Jumpel. Did come late as well. But simply no answer against TENSUNG's defense. What a performance from the military boys. And what a shutdown it was for the Grizzlies. As the league table, once it has been updated, look to be spiced up yet again. That loss against RTC, a distant memory right now. TENSUNG 1-1. Transport United 1 win, 2 losses. Given the performance of BFF Academy, does look like this time the table will shake things around, especially with Drukpa FC shattering their way to the top of the table where they are right now. Do let me know what you think will be the results for the season to come. Still a long way to go. Still plenty more moves to be made by the teams here in the league. But right now it does look like it will be the spiciest season we've had in a long, long while. But until then, a solid outing here at TENSUNG MTC. TENSUNG boys heading home with a win and a job well done as they close this match out 1-0 against Transport United. Well, until the next match, this was your commentator, Guntesh Toji, signing off for the day.